You know what I like? I like things that know what they are. I like things that have a concrete identity and don't attempt to be things that they're not. Like my Honda, for example. It doesn't try to be a Ferrari, it's a Honda. And it does Honda stuff really well. Like take me to and from work, move a bunch of boxes, and the occasional cross-country road trip. If my Honda was trying to be a Ferrari and had like a monster V12 engine or something, sure, it would be faster, but it would definitely be worse at doing Honda things. Video games. This is an analogy about video games. Enter Killknight, an incredibly fast-paced twin-stick action roguelike that reminds me a lot of my Honda. Killknight knows exactly what type of game it is, creates it close to perfection, and doesn't try to do anything that it isn't. It's not perfect, but it's a great game that I've sunk dozens of hours into at this point because the core gameplay is so fleshed out and so addictive. Killknight is about one thing and one thing only: ultra fast-paced top-down combat, and it fucking nails it. The combat in this game is extremely addictive and equally punishing. It is not an easy game and does take some time to get used to, but once you start understanding its systems and how it wants you to play, it quickly becomes a blast. All of its systems tie into and work off of each other. Resource management is really important in Killknight, and you constantly have to be juggling your need for health, ammo, and power-ups. Killing enemies grants you souls, which you can then spend on massive spells that do a ton of damage, and anything killed by these massive spells also drops healing orbs. So you could use this spell to take a huge chunk out of the health bar of a boss, but then you wouldn't be able to heal. Or you could use the spell to kill a bunch of mobs, which would allow you to heal a lot, but then you wouldn't have a powerful spell if a large enemy shows up. It all depends on what you need at the time. Killing things with melee weapons also grants you shotgun ammo, but you don't have a large reserve, so you're constantly switching back and forth between melee and ranged combat to make sure you keep your resources full. The game also has an action reload system, but it expands on it to be much more versatile than other games with similar systems. Action reloads can be used for a number of different things. You can upgrade your weapon, do heavy melee attacks, or collect a bunch of resources on the map just by changing the button that you press when you action reload your weapon. Again, it all depends on what you need at the time. These sound like really easy decisions to make, and for the most part they are, but Killknight is absolutely brutal in the speed that it demands you make these decisions. You have to make tight choices extremely quickly and extremely often if you hope to beat any of its levels. Of which there are only 5 in Killknight, and they range from about 6 minutes to about 10 minutes long. Again, that doesn't seem very long, but remember, these games require 100% of your concentration at all times. And after that 10 minutes is up, you will be fatigued. They're also incredibly difficult. I think I spent close to an hour in my first play session just trying to beat the first level, which is of course the easiest and the shortest. One really interesting thing about the levels is that they are consistent, meaning that the exact same enemies show up in the exact same order, in the exact same place, every time. Most games like this randomize how enemies spawn to some degree, but Killknight has carefully curated every enemy placement in its levels, so you get this great feeling that every enemy has a specific purpose and a specific challenge associated with it. This also lets you slowly develop strategies as you get closer and closer to beating levels. You start to recognize that you need a lot of shotgun ammo for a certain wave, so you start meleeing enemies before that section to stock up on ammo, or you know that there's a difficult boss coming up, so you start saving large spells at the deficit of your health. Levels slowly become mazes of enemies that you have to navigate through with whatever way works best for you, and I think that's really cool. It also opens the skill ceiling up in this game. It is possible to get incredibly good at this game, and luckily there's a global leaderboard so you can see where you fall in the ranks, and this does a lot to make me want to reevaluate my strategies and just do one more run for a better score. You also have an equipment loadout in the game that lets you set up your light gun, your heavy gun, and your spell combos so you can mix and match everything to find a combination that you like best. And the way you unlock these things is also pretty neat. Each item has a specific challenge that you can do to unlock it, so if you're really talented at the game, you can just kind of speedrun these things and unlock all the options pretty quickly. But if you don't want to do the challenges, you can just buy all these unlocks with the currency that you get from doing the levels. It's a lot slower, a lot more grindy than doing the challenges, but it is really nice that the game doesn't force you into a certain playstyle to unlock stuff. Everyone will unlock everything eventually, no matter how good you are at the game, and I think more games should have systems like this. Overall, I would highly recommend this game to anyone that likes twin-stick shooters, bullet hells, or someone that's just looking for an incredibly fast-paced and difficult challenge. This game is only $15 on Steam and goes on sale pretty regularly. Realistically, I think you could probably get between 50 and 100 hours of fun out of this game, so I think the price is very much worth it. This game is a small box done very, very well, just like my Honda. It doesn't try to do anything fancy, but what it does do, it really fucking nails it. So tell me what you guys think. Have you tried Killknight? What do you think of it? What's your favorite game that's in a small box done incredibly well? Let me know in the comments below. As always, a like and a subscribe helps me make more videos for you guys, and I'll see you next time.